What's going on, guys? I'm Andrew.
I'm Jason.
And this is Movie Source.
Today we're going to be talking about the X-Men Apocalypse trailer.
Alright, so guys, this is the second trailer for X-Men Apocalypse. We actually reviewed the first trailer. We're going to put a link to that in the description below for you, and if you want to check that out, you can click it.
Yeah, it was actually one of our first videos, so
yeah,
it's going to look a little bit different.
Yeah, for sure. But just again, from the beginning of this trailer, I love the tone of this with the music and the style of the look, and it just looks like a visually stunning and beautiful film. And now, Bryan Singer, I'm a big fan of his. He's a very good director, but when I think of his films, I don't think of them as visual masterpieces or anything like that. I think of more like guys like Zack Snyder, Edgar Wright, guys like that, and James Cameron, of course. But what, like, just from this trailer, it looks like Bryan Singer, like, it could be like something epic that he's never done in terms of visualization.
Yeah, he's got a lot to work with, a lot of different heroes with a lot of different powers.
For sure.
I think he's definitely doing a good job of conveying that scene or that visual style.
Definitely. And I gotta say, from the beginning, when they start off this trailer with the quote from Magneto, and he says, aren't you, what does he say, are you worried about how your children, doesn't it worry you how your children will be taken in the night or something? And then Charles says back to him, I pity the poor soul who
comes looking for trouble at my school or something like that.
And that's the exact same line at the end of the first X-Men, the one that came out in 2000, the first one directed by Bryan Singer. That's the exact same line by those two characters when they're playing chess at the end. I love the subtle callback right there in the beginning of the trailer. Great. It hooked me on. I was like...
It's an Easter egg big comic book fans can pick up on, or fans of the movies.
Right, and as we can tell from these X-Men movies, they don't care about the continuity in any way. But I love the throwback there. I thought it was a really interesting and cool way of bringing that in there. And just it immediately made my mind think of the first X-Men film right when I heard that line.
Well, it also makes me think that at the core of this movie is going to be about Charles and about Magneto, and they're kind of like in a relationship because they really are the two main characters of these movies, I feel like. So it's kind of playing off them two together.
Right. No, and I can make an argument that's most of these movies, and Wolverine then becomes the main character. But by the way, I gotta say, speaking of Wolverine, I have an assumption he's gonna have some kind of a cameo role of some kind.
Yeah, they haven't showed him yet, but
yeah,
I'm kind of glad.
I was gonna say I'm happy. There's so many other characters in the. I love Wolverine. I love Hugh Jackman. He's amazing, and I'm going to be very sad. I know next year is the last time he's supposed to play Wolverine, so obviously I still would love to get him as a cameo in this film. But like we said, there's Nightcrawler. You got the Four Horsemen now, Magneto. You got Psylocke, Storm, Archangel. I mean, there's so many characters. Also, we got to say, Apocalypse. I love how
Oscar Isaac looking really good as him.
Right, and obviously he's just coming off playing Poe Dameron in Star Wars: The Force Awakens, and also he was in Ex Machina where he was phenomenal. He's just dude, he's really becoming one of my... This guy's incredible.
He's a really good actor.
He's incredible. And, I mean, not only does he look menacing, I love how, they're not going long into it in the trailer, but just really quickly showing how he's becoming, like, where he's turning blue and how he's becoming Apocalypse, kind of gaining his powers. And obviously, we learn he's the first mutant that's ever existed. So I just love how they're going to that. We gotta talk about Quicksilver. Not only did I think that suit he was wearing was really cool, obviously it looks like they're gonna delve, like, if you know the comic books, he's actually Magneto's son, and actually they made a little reference to that in Days of Future Past. They said, like, my mom met some guy back in the past. It's a reference that he's Magneto's son. When we see the mansion, the Xavier's mansion blowing up in here, and we see Quicksilver running through, I'm like thinking in my head, holy crud. I mean, granted, we only see a quick shot. It really looks like they might have topped that kitchen scene, and that's hard to do.
They're gonna have to show us some scenes of him like going super quick. So
I'm definitely putting a lot of pressure on that scene, but just the way he's running through the explosion, I'm already like, oh, I can't wait to see this on the big screen. It looks visually incredible how he's running right through the fire and how quick he's moving. It looks impressive. The visualization of these trailers, very beautifully well done. And I know it's very cliched, like the end of the world theme in a lot of these comic book films, but I don't care. As long as it's done right, you can do something over and over as long as it's done the right way.
And fresh.
When something's new, original, and fresh, obviously the more the better, but there's only so many new and fresh ideas out there that as long as it's done the right way with a good coherent story and I'm really invested in the characters, I'll be happy. Because as I said, my favorite X-Men films thus far, granted X-Men First Class, which was Matthew Vaughn, was definitely one of my favorite ones for sure. But Bryan Singer has also made my favorite X-Men films. But I mean, I love the first one, but X2, X-Men United, and X-Men Days of Future Past, I love those movies. They're just on another level for me. And First Class is right up there for me as well. I love that film. Like I said, we are going to be reviewing First Class and Days of Future Past for you guys. Look for that in the coming weeks in May, probably. But like I said, I'm just really, really happy to see Bryan Singer back, and it looks like he's got a really interesting take on this, and I can't wait to see what he does.
Alright guys, well that's going to do it for this video. Let us know what you thought of the trailer in the comments, and if you want to see more videos like this one, you can hit the subscribe button.
See you guys next time.